Welcome to your buried secrets in your glass house. Hey, this is your glass house. When you're first born, you're totally open, vulnerable, have no idea where you are, what's going on. You just like this little being that's totally helpless, right? Have to fully trust whatever is going to happen is going to be for your best, right? There's no guarantees. All of a sudden, here you are as this little infant child in a glass house, feeling super vulnerable. Okay, so it's a little foggy in the glass house because you're just not quite sure what's happening, right? And just being born is a huge traumatic experience. Like, imagine, right? Okay, so then you have moments of feeling totally abandoned. Like there's nobody there to help you. You feel lost and all alone, right? It could be for a minute, just for a half a second, not even a minute. A minute would be a long time. It could be for a half a second. You're hungry, or you just like need some attention, or like are like, where am I? Like, what's happening? And you just want to be held. And no one's there in that second to give you exactly what you need. That can actually be your first experiences of feeling abandoned. Your parents or your caregivers could be right there and incredible, but it doesn't matter because it's in that half a second time. Welcome to Earth. Welcome as a human being on this planet, right? So here it starts. This goes into your core of your vessel. You remember this. You're starting your belief system. Like everything that happens to you, everything that's told to you in the first 5 to 7 years, you take it as truth, right? That's ends up being what you believe to be true until you maybe discover otherwise, right? But this is what's going into your subconscious. So then scary monsters happen, however that looks. It could be just a really scary sound. It could be a scary face. Who knows, right? There's all kinds of traumatic events that happen in people's lives. And then there's all kinds of wonderful, loving experiences that you have in your life. But scary monsters show up regardless, right? So that goes into the core of who you are. Then, you get punished. You get punished because you did something wrong, and you go into timeout. So you're made to go away when all you maybe really wanted most of the time is just a little attention and love. So how about some time in? But we don't do that. We do time out. You go stand in a corner is what happened to me, right? Or, no dinner. There's all kinds of things that happen. Some people get whipped by a belt back in the day. Some people that happens still. Like all kinds of scenarios, right? You get punished, and then all of these feelings that happen inside of you because of what's taking place in your life, what's happening, gets stuffed down inside, and you end up burying all these things inside of you because nobody's teaching you how to let go of these feelings. All these feelings and emotions and the belief system is all getting stuck inside of your being, right? In the core of you. So then, sometimes you feel totally unwanted. Totally unwanted. And just from even getting in trouble, like being punished, you feel totally unwanted. More emotions, more feelings get stuck inside. You feel embarrassing moments from, could be in gym, at school. It could be doing sports at school. If you're not good at sports, or if you're not good at the gym exercises, or what they're wanting you to do, you get vulnerable and scared. Or you could be under pressure because you are really good at this stuff, and then you feel like you have to do everything right, and you feel all this pressure and could build up anxiety, and all these emotions and feelings are happening, right? And the good ones are like fine, they don't disturb you, but the ones that end up building up on you, because everybody's different, you have a personality and you can be very different from one another, and some people are super sensitive and some people are super strong, and some people just show up like they don't care, and some people just show up like they care about everything. So anyways, you can feel super pressured. So all of these thoughts and feelings and beliefs of being stuck inside of you, these emotions, inadequate. So say you're taking art class and you just don't think you can draw right, or you're not being taught the way that works for you. You have all these inadequacies that start piling up in your core of who you think you are. Now, this is not who you are. This core vessel is all coming from outside of you, right? Externally. It's not what you came in with. So then you have peer pressure. Who has not experienced peer pressure, right? That all of that stress happens, not feeling good enough. Have you ever felt not good enough? That gets buried inside. A lack of attention from your parents. Have you ever felt any lack of attention from your parents? That gets buried inside. You don't know what to do with these things, right? Nobody teaches you. There's not a class saying how to deal with your feelings and emotions. Then you don't feel worthy when it comes to being an adult. There's all these, self-confidence issues and stuff, like you fear of public speaking and everything. You just don't feel worthy. Have you ever felt that? That gets stuffed inside of you in your glass house. Uh, all of these things come out. They're stuck in your subconscious and they come out in your everyday life. Lots of times things, you get triggered by different things and you don't even know that it's caused from something that you stuffed down inside of you long time ago. And that's why you're feeling super vulnerable or sensitive or angry. Okay. So then you have there's lots of times you take things very personally, right? Like it's all about you. That gets stuffed inside. Feeling ugly. You can feel super ugly. You might be the most beautiful, attractive person on the planet, but somebody said something to you, or you're comparing yourself, or something happened, and now you're feeling super ugly, right? And that's getting stuffed inside because you don't know what to deal with this. And all these emotions and feelings are piling up. And then the need to be perfect in order to be loved. Like you feel like you need to be perfect about everything, or you're not going to be loved. That gets stuffed inside of you, even brutally. Like even, like some ministers feel like they need to be totally perfect or God's not going to love them. Like it can get to the extreme, right? So then someone picked on you and that made you feel less than, unworthy. All these feelings, emotions are getting stuck inside of your glass vessel and they're adding up, right? It's getting full. You are told you're too sensitive. Oh, that's a negative thing. How are you going to deal with your sensitivity when people are telling you you're too sensitive and not helping you not be so sensitive, or like just accept you for what you are, who you are, right? What about acceptance of each other, right? Well, nope. Getting judged, you got to stuff it all inside. People are told that they're just too much, right? They're just too much of everything. Stuff that inside. Or you're told you're too loud, right? You're too loud. Stuff that inside. You're too quiet. You're too quiet. You got to stuff that inside. Like confusion happens. You're not smart enough. You didn't get all those A's. Doesn't matter whether you're being taught the way that you learn best. You're just not smart enough because you haven't fit in, right? To the norm, whatever that's supposed to mean. So all this stuff gets trapped inside. Feeling not good enough. How many times have you felt not good enough? Trapped inside. Feeling sad and depressed because of this. Too hyper. You're too hyper. You can't sit still. Can't keep your focus. Can't keep your attention. So now you're being more judgments. More I'm not okay as I am. More garbage that's filling, that's getting buried inside of you because still nobody taught you how to deal with this stuff. Maybe they give you some band-aids like pills, distractions. Then you told you lazy. Oh my gosh, you can't win, right? Constantly judged. More stuff to just stuff inside of you. Stuff it. Unwanted. Feeling totally unwanted and left out. Have you ever felt that way? Guess what? You're not alone. Totally laughed at. Have you ever felt like you were laughed at? Guess what? You're not alone. I don't know if anybody has never had this happen. Just getting stuffed with all of this emotions and feelings that you just don't know what to do with. Ridiculed. Totally ridiculed. Even prominent people are totally ridiculed. All of this stuff is still happening, no matter how old you are, right? It keeps happening. Unsupported. Totally unsupported. Everybody wants to be supported. We're in this world, right? And you're feeling unsupported. What are you going to do, right? Feeling totally alone. That's what ends up happening. More stuff to stuff because you don't know how to release all of this stuff. If you could just take a match and light it on fire and let it all go away, right? But instead of taking a match and lighting it on fire and letting it all unravel and go away and just let it go because you weren't taught how to let go, and all this stuff keeps burying inside, then, oh my gosh, how am I going to deal with these feelings? How am I going to process all of this stuff? How am I going to manage all of these thoughts and these feelings? And then alcohol is right there at your fingertips, and drugs by the millions, right? All of these band-aids. Oh, you can go watch a movie, distract yourself that way. Oh, you can go to this party, distract yourself that way. Anything, let's go buy clothes, make me feel better, right? Let's buy, let's even cooking food. Like, what isn't a band-aid, right? So, and you feel misunderstood, which is kind of crazy, but because everybody's feeling misunderstood. And one of the biggest things is you feel shame, lots of shame. You feel all kinds of stuff. There's a lot more that could be bottled up inside here. I stopped it at that. Look at how full this vessel is. This is the core of you. It's your vessel. What happened to your vessel? What happened to that bubbly, joy, smiley, happy-go-lucky baby being that you were? What happened? It's stuffed. And then you still try to be that person, or, the pursuit of happiness, like you're trying to find that happiness. Well, I would like to share with you that the reason why all of these things, it says that your thoughts create your life, right? Whatever you focus on expands. Whatever you focus on becomes real. And so then you do these focusing, you make all these, do all these different exercises to help you focus on what you want, what your goals are for yourself in life, you know, the relationship that you want, the how you want to live, where you want to live. You try to get all of these things to happen in place for yourself, right? The money to come in, or how to just keep everything in balance, having the health, a healthy body. But you've got all this stuff stuck inside of you. So all of these exercises that'll help you be focused and all this positive thinking and all of this. Well, this is all stuff that's sitting, that's very negative, all inside of the core of who you are, who you think you are. It's not the core of who you are. But you end up feeling comfortable because you've been living with this all your life. Building up, burying, 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 burying. So what if you could just set this all on fire and dissolve all of this, or at least take half of it out, like really fast, take half of it out, make some room, because all those positive thoughts, the negative thinking from the feelings and emotions and everything that happened to you is overriding anything that positively you're trying to create for yourself. So it keeps getting sabotaged because there's no room for your positive thinking to soak in, because you're already filled with all this negative thinking, beliefs, all these subconscious stuff that's stuck inside of you, right? That you need to just let go of. But how do you just let go of? So then if you move, I've experienced, the more you get rid of, and it can be super easy, you can unravel all of these emotions and thoughts and feelings like super fast, very accelerated, and they can just disappear. And then you feel better and better and better inside, and like a newfound, like, oh wow, you can breathe better. You feel like encouraged. You feel like, oh, maybe this can actually happen, instead of getting more and more and more depressed and feeling like you need more and more band-aids, and you're going to drink a bottle of wine every night, or you're going to have that six-pack as soon as you get home from work, or you're going to go for a run, because you're going to do anything to escape this core of you that doesn't feel good from all these bottled up emotions and feelings and thoughts. And then you dissolve it all, and then it's like a breath of fresh air, right? Or even just a portion of it. And especially if it's a major portion of it, then your mind can focus more. You can actually manage your thoughts so much easier and have the ability to maintain the focus, so you can actually create what you want in a very powerful way. That way that will actually fulfill all those empty spaces that are inside of you, that are that deep inner yearning that you are wanting to fill, to make happen for you, to feel like you're whole and complete, and that you're home, that you where your heart resides. All of those holes are filled, and you feel really, really good, and the inner strength is really, really healthy, you to make really great decisions and treat each other very kind and compassionately. That's what happens. So then you unravel all of it, and life is going super great because you are feeling super great. You're feeling wonderful. And guess what? Who you really are starts to shine through. And you become brighter and brighter and brighter. And you can do this. So many people have done this way. Super fast. It's not for everybody. Some people like to go really slow and have the feeling that they need to tell their stories. You can tell your stories in this, but you can just sum it up really quickly or not tell them at all. You can actually break the walls of this glass house and be totally, totally open without ever talking about any of the things that happened to you. But like a lot of people have gone through intense trauma, major, major trauma. And you can actually feel so much better. Now, I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not a psychologist. I'm not licensed. So, you need, depending upon what has happened into your life, like, please get the proper help. But there's alternative ways to also go about things. There's some really fantastic therapists and psychologists that use this formula of being able to unravel and process all your feelings and emotions in a very quick way. But not all of them. Just like there's good doctors and there's bad doctors. There's good bankers, there's bad bankers. There's good companies to work for and there's bad ones to work for. There's in every profession, there's people that have found the way, and normally it's because they use the process themselves, and that's what worked for them. That's why I share this. My name is Lori, by the way, and I'm the founder of Time for Wellness, and I'm a holistic educator. I'm a holistic coach. I help with relationships, and I help with the ability to help you see your shining light again. Feel that super healthy inner strength. Feel super whole and complete and really fulfilled. And when it's time for you to leave this planet, there's no more regrets. You actually feel like you're fulfilled, that you were able to check all the boxes that were the most nearest and dearest to you. You did it. That fulfillment feeling. So I invite you to, then you don't even bottle it back up again. You don't bottle it back up again because you know how to let go. So anything that happens, you just know how to dissolve it and unravel it immediately. So if this is intriguing to you, then I invite you to, send me an email, timeforwellness@gmail.com, THYME as in the herb, FOR, wellness. Push the button if you're on the page that has a button to push, to hold your seat. Hold your seat because I'm going to do a live virtual event, and we're going to dig in a little bit more, and I'm going to answer your questions, and we're going to do a little work, and we're going to come together, because when you come together in a group of people, like when two or more come together, the ability to release and unravel and untangle things is even faster than ever, because people, like, we can all relate to each other. So somebody might say something that, oh, I never thought of that. And yeah, that's true for me too. So this is what happens in a group atmosphere. So let me know, send me a message, send me an email, hit the button, whatever is there for you to do. And just hold my seat. And so when the time is ready to go live with this virtual event, so it's going to be virtual, it's going to be super small because I like intimate small groups, so everybody's heard, everybody's recognized. If you don't want to say anything, you don't have to. I was extremely shy person, so I totally get it. And I would be like, no, I don't want to say anything out loud. And that's fine. come as you are, and just let me know if you want your seat to be saved. This is amazing work. So if you're intrigued, let me know. And I hope to see you soon.